Hi, thanks for joining me. This is Scott Gerami with Remax Professionals, and today we are going to do a tutorial on how to use Docusign from our MLS. So first of all, we're going to start up in the Forms section. We're going to pick the form we want, and in this tutorial I set up a test already with a 5.0 contract. And so let's select that, and then we will go like that. If I go a little too fast for you, this is the beginning entry-level tutorial. Don't worry about it. You could pause your player, catch up, maybe go back if you miss something. It's not a big deal. Couple ways to do this here. First way, you could fill out this contract right here and then hit the e-sign up here. I like to do things a little different. I like to hit e-sign. Okay, hit continue. Okay, here you're going to have to enter your login and password. And if you don't have one, you can follow the directions and figure that out. This tutorial is not going to cover how to get a password and all that. You could read how to get that, and once you have it, yeah, we want to save that. This will bring us right into Docusign. So it says the form has been successfully sent to Docusign, so we're going to click here. And by the way, I'm using a Mac. If you can't tell, this works just as well with the PC. So this is the control panel inside Docusign. So you see our contract here, and there's a couple sections here. You got your contract, your documents. You could add more than one document. Right now I only have one here. This is called an envelope. Picture it just like a regular number 10 envelope. You know, you could put more than one thing in it. This has 13 pages in it, but you could put disclosures. You could, stick a bunch of stuff in here, and when you send it, that counts as one envelope. So for those of you using the free trial where they give you 5 envelopes a month, you could do 5, you could add documents here. So for example, let me just give you a quick example here. Let me go on my Dropbox, paperwork, I have contracts. So let's just say I need to add a short sale addendum. For example, it doesn't matter. I'm just using this one because I found it quickly. You're going to see, oh, okay, here's something I didn't talk about. You'll see how it added it to the envelope. Okay, I always check form fields have been detected, apply. And I'll explain that in a minute when we get into it. So now the next step is we got to say, who do we want to send it to? Okay, sometimes we have one client purchasing or listing, or you could do this for both, or you could, you have multiple, 2 people or more. So you need to set up a email. So let's call this client, we need to put an email in here. So let's call it Mickey Mouse at House. Mickey Mouse at house.com. Okay. Name, you put the name here. Mickey Mouse. Okay. And then hit add signer. That's all you have to do. This next section, it's just like doing an email. You put a subject here, so you could call this 123 Main Street. Oops, sorry. I spelled Main wrong. Okay. Main Street contract. And then here you could go type a message to them like, please sign, call me if you have any problems, whatever. I usually don't put too much here, but you could put up to 2,000 characters. I don't mess with any of this stuff here. I just leave the default, and then I go to next. And in the next step here, it's going to open the contract, and I see a problem already. It's not, I don't see anything I can fill here. Okay, so that's not good. So that's going to be a problem, right? Because we need to be able to fill this out since we didn't do it in the MLS. So there's a couple ways to get around this. Number one, we could use what's called, let's see, it's right here, it's called the data field. Let's say you wanted to do it this way. I don't recommend doing it this way, but this is a quick way of doing it. You could type it here. Now notice how the field isn't showing everything. If you hit this little arrow here, it'll populate it. And then you do this for every field. Now, that's going to be very cumbersome. I'm going to show you a better way. But for right now, let's just stick with that. Let's not get hung up on how to fill out a contract. We should all know how to do that by now. The next section, what's important, what Docusign really does is it gets initials and signatures from your clients. So you notice here, it says tags for Mickey Mouse. So we need to put an initial for Mickey right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go here. We're going to drag this down here. And when this gets sent to Mickey, he's going to have to review it and initial. So let's pretend the contract's filled out for the time being and go to page 2. Okay, same thing here. And you do the same for everything. Now, in one of my advanced tutorials that I'm going to be doing in the future, I'm going to show you how to save this as a template so you don't have to do this each and every time. It's sort of fun at first, but after a while when you do a lot of them, it becomes sort of cumbersome. So we're going to just keep going through, and as you could, whoop, hang on a second here, I'm having mouse issues. You could see that, you know, it's very easy to do, but it's cumbersome. I'm just going to skip to the end because I don't need to show you how to do that 12 times. I think you get the point. Now, on this page, you need to put a date, and you need to put a signature, and at the bottom is a initial spot. So here's how you do that. You go here, you grab the signature, stick it where you want it. Then I always do date signed. So let's say I send this to him and it's 7 o'clock at night on a Tuesday, and Mickey doesn't get it till Wednesday, and he signs it first thing Wednesday morning. Well, it's not going to have it's not going to be 1 day old. It's going to be the date he signs it. So it'll be on the Wednesday date. Then, oh, the other cool thing you could do is if you didn't type his name in here, you could just stick this here and it'll put it there for you. And then down here we do the same as what we did before, and we hit that. Okay, so in theory, let's pretend that this is all filled out, and well, let me do one more here. What the heck? All right, so once we're done with that, we could preview it, and it says preview, and then you could look through it, make sure you didn't miss anything. If you notice on the right here, you see how number 1 through 5 is yellow, and then 6 through 10 are not shaded or dark shaded. This means that we didn't do anything on those pages, so it might indicate that we forgot something, which we did because I didn't do every page. So you might want to put an initial there. So it's always good to check here, because if you have a 12-page contract, all of these should be yellow. That doesn't mean you didn't miss something, but it does help. So once you preview it, let's assume that this is okay. We hit send, and voila, it's off to Mickey at the house. And that's all there is to it. And if you log back in here later, you could see that Mickey needs to sign it, and once Mickey logs in to read it, it'll give you a date and a time, and then once it's completed, it'll send back an email to you and to Mickey and give you the actual PDF that's executed. You could also, and I'll talk about this more in other tutorials, you could put your own initials on there, like we have to do disclosures, and sometimes the agent, the listing agent or buyer's agent needs to sign them. we could do that too. So stay tuned for that. That's coming up in a future tutorial. But for right now, this is it. And as always, thanks for watching.